Hey everyone, it's me again. Portable entertainment. It's always a good thing to have whenever your roommate won't stop talking about car facts. Now I ain't no movie talker, but in video games at least, portable game consoles have always been the little sidekick of the generation, usually being released alongside a more advanced, more powerful home game console from the same company. But even then, portable game consoles keep getting more and more powerful by the day. Just look at the Nintendo Switch. Sure, it isn't an Xbox Series X or One X or One, but it's definitely more powerful than the 3DS, the second most recent flagship handheld from Nintendo. But sometimes they can be too complicated, too many options to choose from to just pull out at a moment's notice, too overwhelming. Sometimes you just want to reach into your pocket and say, never mind. Calculators, am I right? Yes, I indeed do math. While cheating on an exam is a calculator's main purpose, they did more than just that back in the 70s. Heck, without them, I know it's hard to believe, but we may not even have the Switch now if it weren't for calculators back then. One day, game and toy designer Gunpei Yokoi was on a train ride going to who knows where when he saw a businessman so bored he decided to bust out old TI-36X Pro over here. Can't even smell beans on this thing. That moment right there gave him the glorious idea to give us the right to own something, to see the time and waste the time seeing all on the go. He pitched the idea to Nintendo's president at the time, Hiroshi Yamauchi, who discussed this with others, and eventually they gave Yokoi the okay, so he started to develop his concept for this new 2-in-1 machine. This is a Game & Watch. No, it's not. Okay, now I'm not that ignorant because 1, this is official product from Nintendo, 2, it's even branded as a Game & Watch, and 3, it even started the color screen series of Game & Watches. But this is just nowhere near the same as the originals. The originals have an LCD screen close to that of a calculator screen. The graphics have to be built into it with certain sections lighting up at a time to make something visible. These new ones have a modern LCD screen that can display anything it needs to whenever. Oh, and the new ones have this weird port I can keep my spare pencil lead in. The differences between the old ones and the new ones are night and day. One look at the new ones compared to Grandpa Mario over there, and you can instantly tell that those old ones were inspired by a businessman. But that is not a bad thing in the slightest. While the screen is one of the major differences, it is far from the only one. The classic ones run on watch batteries that can last anywhere from 6 months to a year before they need to be changed, depending on light to heavy use. The new ones have a built-in rechargeable battery that can be charged through a USB Type-C port on the side. That battery at the most can last about 8 hours. The new ones, aka the Mario and Zelda ones, both have multiple distinct games per unit. The Mario one has the original Super Mario Bros., the Japan exclusive Super Mario Bros. 2, The Lost Levels, and a Mario adaptation of the original Game & Watch Ball. Why not? This Zelda one, though, has more game to it than its Mario counterpart. It has the original Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link, Link's Awakening from the Game Boy, and a Zelda adaptation of the Game & Watch classic, Vermin. Sure. The classics each only had one game on them each. Yes, I know there's a Game A and a Game B on the old ones, but those are more like modes for the game already on the Game & Watch system. Some of those include Oil Panic, Greenhouse, Mario Cement Factory, Manhole, Judge, and much more. Believe me, that fact kept me scrolling through Wikipedia for an hour. Alright, we have already covered one half of what the Game & Watch has to offer. Next up is... the ampersand? Contrary to popular belief, the Game & Watch is not only a game, but a watch as well. No! FYI, I'm going to be using the ball Game & Watch for reference. Man, am I about to go in depth about a clock? The watch part of a classic Game & Watch just shows up in the top right corner of the screen, and it is exactly what you'd expect. It's just a digital clock. But the same cannot be said about the new Game & Watches. Their clocks are filled with character and pizzazz. The clocks have secret surprises to see once in a while. They're designed after the game contained in the system, and they're just flat out fun to look at compared to what's on the old ones. It's safe to say that the new Game & Watches are way cooler than the old ones entertainment-wise, but I have to admit that the old ones just have something about them that makes them feel classy in a way, I guess. Now, I don't own a classic Game & Watch at the moment, but mark my words, I will definitely get one someday and add it to my collection. The classic ones have something that make them feel classy, like I've already mentioned, but it's hard to put my finger on exactly what that is. The new ones have that same feeling, but just not as much of it. It's probably because of the fact that the classic ones are old, obscure, and aren't being made anymore. But can we just let it out there that these are some good looking devices? The size allows you to slide this into your pocket without any problem, so you can take this with you on the go. They are simple, quick, fun game systems that let you play when you're short on time. Even though the Game & Watches have been around even longer than the NES, Nintendo have kept them around from 1980 with the ball unit all the way until 1991 with the last one being Mario the Juggler. With that amount of time, Nintendo made many different series of Game & Watches, each with a different style to differentiate them. Nintendo started off the Game & Watches with the Silver series. This series consisted of similar looking Game & Watches in a silver case. Gold series, it's the same series but with a new color. After that came the widescreen series. They were very literal with their naming. Next is the multi-screen series, the DS's grandpa. Horizontal multi-screen series, yep. Clearly all of the Game & Watch series are derivative of each other, with some being more creative than others. Some of those being the Tabletop series, Panorama series, Super Color series, and the Micro Versus series, which is a series of Game & Watches that have 2 controllers so multiple people can play. Starting to see the family resemblance, huh? After all that was the Crystal Screen series, which consisted of systems with see-through screens. That looks insane, and it's from 1986! After that was the Nintendo Mini Classics, which were basically Game & Watches on keychains. And after all that, they were finally discontinued in 1991. But you may ask, when was the most recent one released? I don't know, yesterday? Late last year, Nintendo released the Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch, a limited time release that is still on store shelves. Game & Watches will now and forever be a major part of Nintendo's history, whether we like it or not. Things that started on the Game & Watch have stuck with Nintendo in different ways ever since. Things like the D-pad, instant multiplayer, portability, good looks, all of that started on the Game & Watch. Maybe someday I'll pick this topic back up since I haven't covered everything about Game & Watches. But man, I'm so glad they're starting to bring these back with the same core concept but now with new, modern technology. And just like how they're remaking these, I would also love to see them remake the ramen.